England suffer agonising World Cup final. Why would I care? Congratulations to Spain. Fantastic result for Spain. I'm absolutely delighted for the Spanish that their women have won the competition. Congratulations to Spain. Exactly why the Women's World Cup is more important than the Women's Netball Cup or any other sport for that matter, I don't know. But you have to be pretty dumb not to understand that they're trying to get women into to sort of become men, to have the same hobbies as men. And all this is being done with the idea that, women are not being allowed to reach their full potential and that women should be allowed to um, impersonate men. Um, I'd be very surprised. I don't know how many Spanish people are interested in women's football. I'm amazed just how much football there is on TV. Most of the professional football teams are sponsored by betting companies, and one of the main reasons for interest in football is to encourage people to gamble. I've always found it odd that gambling, which is a really, really bad habit, is promoted when alcohol and cigarettes are rightly discouraged. Um, but there's so much money involved in gambling that gambling really subsidises football pretty much many of the so congratulations to Spain. I personally couldn't give a flying fuck. I'm actually relieved that England didn't win because there would be this orgy of congratulations and they'd be going on about 1966 pretending that the Women's World Cup is somehow football's coming home. It doesn't matter, it wasn't the men. I think 90% of us, including I'm sure most women, would prefer the England men's team to win rather than England's women's team. I regard football as primarily a sport for boys. I'm not saying women can't play football, but football should be, for most of us, football is an amateur game you play for a bit of fun. That's it. You play in the park or you play five-a-side. That's all it is. The professionalism, the idea that, but, you know, good luck to the Spanish team. I personally am relieved that England didn't win. These women who wear an England shirt, I don't even know what the score was. What was the score? I don't care. I mean, there's no way I'd watch it. Beaten by Spain. Big deal. 1-0. Fascinating. How exciting. What was the attendance? The Lionesses. Why are they Lionesses? I mean, we don't have lions in England, do we? So far as I know, except in a zoo. Under a cloud of controversy. Alright. Disputes. Being draped in green and gold. Wow. England fans. Costumes. Banging drums and chanting. So how many people? What are the scores? Not very high. But again, like I said, there's always going to be men. I mean, like I said, I have only seen a tiny, tiny amount of women's football, and I'm a natural skeptic. So maybe I'm sure you could take some great shots by women footballers and make a compilation, and it would seem like women are fabulous at football. But you've got to take the entire game as a whole. My guess is if I was forced to watch a game of women's football, I would find the quality very low by male standards. And this has been kind of proven subjectively in those occasions when women do play men, and I mean when women play boys. I mean, you're not going to get a game. I mean, you're not going to get a game between the Spanish women's team and the Spanish men's team, are you? Well, you could get a game. I mean, in fact, the quality should mean that there is a game between Spain men and women. Why should women be patronised into thinking they're second best. Let's have 11 women, not trannies, play 11 men, and let's see what happens. You know, maybe the women will win. I mean, after all, we're all for equality. You know, but maybe we shouldn't even have sex-based teams. Maybe we can just have teams of footballers. Perhaps the Spanish team can just choose 11 women to represent them at the next Men's World Cup because they're better, you know. Right. But you know, I mean, I'd be interested to know what the. They don't really talk about the. Let's have a look at the comments. I honestly think, you know, I mean, it's not because I don't like football. I mean, I used to like it a lot. Like most young men, I love football. And then as I become more aware of the world around me, I realised it was just a distraction, and that you know, they wanted us to focus on meaningless stuff like this. In the grand scheme of things, this is just a game between 22 people and their substitutes. It doesn't matter, does it? Nothing, you know, there's wars and pestilence and all kinds of horrible things going on in the world, and we're supposed to just pretend that it doesn't matter because there's some silly games going on. You know, beers and circus, right? Come on.